your massive damage numbers and just
Here
play
we go.
aggro everywhere.
We're in. Draven
They slammed it. They call it the endlessness. Talk about it.
Is it solo queue all over again?
Is it gonna happen?
Guma's quaking in his boots. The man's scared. Kalista hogged in as well for T1. Bans were Vi, Nautilus, and Sejuani. Other side, Senna, Twisted Fate, and Ashe.
The carry is Nico. Oh my god, please. The Kalista Nico from T1 is insane. Absolute brutal stuff here. Massive playmaking from Keria. Obviously, you know, super famous for the ranged supports, including the Ashe and stuff like that. But I really thought his Nico support was truly the best. Now, let's look across here because Cody also got his Ahri here. So, you know, we're memeing on the solo queue stories and the slamming of the Draven that the analyst was talking about into it, but into the Kalista, good matchup there, and Cody got some comfort for his Ahri here. But man, it is looking brutal. They have to play to Owners. Owners Lee Sin on top of the Kalista Nico, which was one of the most brutal, aggressive bottom lanes that T1 were able to use to actually snowball super hard. So this game is going to be action-packed.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be action-packed.
We'll see how aggressive T1 decide to be. And Astralis are matching it with aggression as well, because there's always the option of saying, okay, you can be aggressive, we'll try and weather the early game, and then we'll try and scale past you, right? Maybe lane swap, play Jinx Lulu or something, and just try and get out of the lane matchup. But our assumption has to be this Draven and Rell are going to be matching in the 2v2 in the bottom lane. Azir banned away from Faker. Good luck trying to remove his champion pool, because it is a veritable ocean for the GOAT of League of Legends.
Yeah. And WoW, you know, we immediately start talking about Nico as support because Keria was so good on it. Is also a flex that they're keeping flexible here too. So even with taking a couple bans on both roles, they are giving some respect to that flex pick here.
Winner of the series reminder will play up against FlyQuest in a couple of days' time. The winner of that will go through to the main stage of MSI. Expectations are that T1 are there. I'm sure many people have already written T1 into their bracket at home and been predicting from T1 being there, but we have seen upsets in the past. I will say, if Astralis, I think even if they get a game, I would be confident to call this the biggest upset in the history of League of Legends. Competitive League of Legends. I'm trying to think, like, Albus Nox Luna beating Rox Tigers is the other one I think is maybe at that level. But this is the current world champions with the same roster being beaten by a team in a region that has never made it out of the play-in stage.
Certainly would be a massive upset here. I believe in Magic, though.
Cool.
I prefer.
Why don't you play with us? I've got my cards. We can play Commander. Yone top as well. Okay, Astralis, I see what you're putting down. I'm liking this.
You can have your reasoning. I prefer the Magic. Let's go. The Yone pick into Zeus. I love that one. You're talking about defending world champions. That's the defending world's MVP.
Yep.
And one of the champions that he used to get that MVP.
Is a player that struggled a little bit this year, I think, Zeus. At times, T1 play away from him as well, which can, of course, make him struggle a little bit more because you're on the weak side. But
you're going to talk about isolated deaths here for a little bit?
He hints a little bit. Okay, sometimes he steps a bit too far forward, whether that's a team calling...
let me remind everyone loves like memeing on the isolated deaths. Let me remind you that at the time where Zeus had most isolated deaths in the LCK this year, he also still had #1 KDA for top laner.
He's just an entry fragger. Okay, he's basically playing Valorant. It's just like, I got mine, guys.
And the damage per minute, as well as gold difference. So, still an absolute beast, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. He's a very good player. And whenever you try and pick weaknesses in a good team, there's always the option of saying, well, but they're actually still really good. It's like trying to pick weaknesses in Gen G or BLG or whatever. So,
and especially for top laners, too, examining like the timings that they actually die at. And but no way.
He's an inter.
Numbers are funny. Numbers are funny.
Numbers are funny. I love me a good number. Funny?
The numbers Raz was talking about from solo queue, from the Draven matchup there, and from the T1 matchup. So very excited to see them get into this one. I honestly too, when you're looking at an upset and you're trying to take down defending world champions, go for some level 1 plays, start trying to get aggressive super early on and see if you can get some summoner spells out early and open up a pathway to play the game. They're doing just that. They're going straight on top side.
Didn't find anyone. Azeus passed through the blue buff. He's wasn't spotted. You can see it looks like it's going to be normal lanes here as well, with Zofe not resetting. He's staying up towards top. Zeus is going to match into him. Maybe an invade from Ona. A couple of pings going around towards the Razor Peaks. Ona could just be covering this in case the lane swap did happen. Guma is... Are you pathing topside here, Guma? Are you scared? The world champion afraid of Snacker and Ackerman? The Snackerman combination?
Quaking in their boots. Oh man, so the Neeko as support is another funny layer on.
Yeah, so wait, is like, that Cassante? Is that Neeko?
Lane swap wards. Wait a second. Neeko was built for this with the passive.
That's so true.
The disguise.
I hadn't about it.
You can fake lane assignments with
All right, so the Cassante on the top side is carrier, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We saw the green chroma of the Neeko disguise.
There we are. So lane swap enacted by T1, getting away from this Draven and Rel, respecting the fact that Draven and Rel very powerful in the early game. They learned that perhaps in their solo queue games before. Zofe already pathing away from top as that wave's going to push forward.
Be a long walk.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough for him. I mean, you very often will path through mid on your way, but Faker should be playing down to the other side anyway.
Cody's 2 minions away from 2. 1, sorry, in fact. E-flash,
Okay,
E-flash,
okay,
E-flash,
maybe.
E-flash, E-flash, E-flash. Faker. Cody's right on top of him. Faker flashes. First summon a spell burnt by T1. Stop the
Summoner
tape.
spell blood.
Stop the count. Stop the count. Astral Esports have won at least the hearts and minds of the audience here. As Ona passed towards the top side, was spotted on that control ward. The wave stacking in top and bot looks like it's going to be a 3-wave crash on either side of the map.
Yep. So Jose will be getting his bot side jungle proximity numbers up regardless because of the lane swap, and so heading down there, they'll bring 4. It is going to mean that Zeus on the Cassante there should respect it, should back off. Normally you only see like Scions try and stay under there because they can use the passive, try and soak up a minion wave.
It was
all
interesting.
other top laners.
Oh yeah, you just got to leave it, right? You just got to leave it. It was interesting to see Zofe stay in mid for so long, get that level 2, and then maybe look for the dive with the level 2, because when we see lane swaps, usually the top lane is level 1 where you go for that 4-man stack bot, but nothing ends up happening. Plates exchanged as Guma, Yushi, and Kerry are able to get themselves a little bit of gold, as are Snacker and Ackerman.
Yeah, just going to stand and watch there. Top laner's name of the game here, and of course it is going to be even more painful obviously for a Yone than it is for a Cassante. Cassante can operate on a lot lower economy than a Yone can, so taking a little bit of fun out of the draft that we were having earlier on. Kerry has made his way bottom as well. They want to take even more fun out of it.
Ona's here as well. Kerry look for the root, can't find it yet. Ackerman should be able to jump away. 2 plates so far. Ona coming in. And the TP out from Zofe as soon as he realizes there's no one in the top lane to gank him. He can just go up here. Guma, did he let this lane bounce so it's pushing away? He did. So Zofe is going to have a struggle getting back to this minion wave. He can try and get in range to soak the XP, but Guma's doing a good job of keeping him away from it.
Yep, bounce it right back off. So as soon as they see Keria on bottom side, then they go for the teleport up top side, but still going to be kind of painful. You see Jose right now on the Volibear 2. He does have a route up there, but the rest of T1 are hot on his heels. He got the crab, got the speed, and he's going to get out.
This ward behind the tower will spot Jose as he moves across. Ackerman avoiding it by working his way all the way around.
Oh,
Kerry is on his way up, but Ackerman hasn't been seen. So Ackerman's going to spot Ona. He gets caught out, but he can always jump away and gets the shield when he does. Jose's going to try and smite away this Krug, but can't smite it away from Ona, it seems, as he secures it. Meanwhile, under the tower, Zofe is just trying to get as many waves XP as possible. Ona jumps in, stunned up. Keria, Kuma, Yushi, kind of sandwiched between Zofe, Ackerman, and Jose Diodo here. The wave pushing in, though. Zofe around 2 minions away. Not under the tower yet. They get the stun, but no one's tanking. Keria flashes himself. Good double root from Keria. And everything that Astralis tried to do is all for naught. It's 2 for T1. Zofe will try and clear the wave. Should be able to do it. Dodges away from everything. Guma tanking the tower. Zofe still alive. Owner smited the wrong minion. Or he smited one and another one blocked the Sonic Wave anyway. Zofe's going to stay around. He's probably dead here, but let's see what he can do, Kobe.
Yeah, they're still going to go for it.
The shield, he gets him! Estral Esports are on the board, a 1-for-1 in the top lane.
Yeah, it's still going to be painful. Cannon minion wave up there at the tower, and Zoe used his teleport earlier on to answer when they saw Carry on bottom side, so he doesn't have teleport to get back out to that minion wave. Jose at least will be able to slip in here for the dragon off of bottom side, but Zeus on the Cassante was able to stick around, and now we're going to see a real explosion of experience difference as the Cassante already a level up. But the idea there for Estral, try and get him under tower and try and get some early burst damage leads. But Carry is too good, man. The flash over into the double roots.
So good.
And Owner landed the Q so he could just go in and then safeguard right out to safety afterwards. They did give over the 1 counter kill in the repeat on the dive, but it's still very much worth to be able to go for that so that you can deny that minion wave.
Carrier, charmed, locked up. Estral Esports get another. Cody almost falls, but dashes away with the Spirit Rusher. Shot down as well for Cody. I didn't realize Carrier picked up 2 of the kills earlier on, so he gave a bounty over to the Estral Esports mid laner.
Pretty nice one too, with the ability to then chase him off of Void Grips there. So Owner does get off the Void Grips for now. Guma once again has a nice juicy minion wave in front of him, but Sakura and Ackerman on this side. Let's see about the ability to push it in and get the bounce though, because Owner and Carrier are here.
They're always there. Guma shepherding this wave back towards the tower. Owner's gone back down towards the bottom side. So I think they're accepting this wave will go in.
Yeah, Jose knows. He's like, all right, let me hover just for the last second. Make sure we can break that, no problem. And then they'll be able to go back down to the other side.
So, we're 7 minutes into the game, 5 kills already, 1,500 gold lead for T1. Partly because of those extra kills early doors, but also because they were able to take a couple more plates than Estral Esports have managed. But in terms of AD carries, Snacker is ahead.
I mean, yeah.
Guma is ahead by about 500 gold.
This lane swap is the most devastating lane swap that we have seen so far today. This one is absolutely brutal, both because T1 was able to go for the dive on top side, plus the way they started out with the level 1 where Estral had so they take the long walk and was super delayed. So he's going to be significantly behind this entire time, plus the bottom lane, like you were mentioning, has a big advantage for T1. So massive advantages for T1 coming out of the lane swap. And now after the stabilization, they can just go finish up the grubs, plus still apply the pressure on top side.
Bot lane is so doomed for Zoe. Snacker going forward, looking for the Whirling Death, can't quite find it. Carrier puts a body double in front of the tower, as Ackerman took about half his health as well, 2/3. Zofe's going to catch the wave in the bot lane, almost at that level 6, but Zeus already 7. Owner waiting in the wings to see if he can find a play here. The reset not actually coming out from Ackerman. Owner. Matched by Jose Diodo. Will take a bit of damage, steps away. The plate secured for Gumayushi and Carrier, which is all they'll accept from this play in the end.
Brutal, absolutely brutal lane swap here from T1. So many advantages across the board from them. Sending Carrier bottom and getting that teleport out too early, and then following up with the punishment. Now on bottom side, Zeus with his Aftershock grabs the turret plate as well. They're setting themselves up for a very early mid game. Like, they're moving up the timers even on this game. Finishing up on
quick.
Top tower down by 9.5 minutes already.
It is a tricky situation for Estral Esports.
Okay.
I was going to ask you how would you extricate yourself from this situation, but you're not a magician, as we've already talked about. So I'm not sure what you do here, Kobe.
So I like to play the bounty game and send multiple resources at enemy players that have early bounties already. Gumayushi stats right here already looking good so early on into the game with the...
just lots of gold picked up for him. He's got 200 gold on his head as well, so we'll see perhaps if he is collected by one of these bounty hunters from Estral Esports.
And he is going at that lethality Callista that are getting so popular with the Q-Max. He's got his little Carrier minion on with him after they get their re-swap down after I mean, how do you play into that already? It's like completed opportunity already coming down. You have to continue running, away on the map now, because both sides are really getting dangerous. And top side, you cannot be up there as Astral bottom lane, because you have no tower, you have no safety there. So they kind of have to go bottom. They have to catch the wave.
I mean, you can hope that T1 misplay around this Drake. Cody going in, looking for Carrier. Charm goes wide, Carrier sidestep, the heal coming out for Carrier as well. Magna Storm onto the backline as Guma's there. TP in by Tofei as they try and get onto the backline. Yosei goes in, and Yosei gets the shutdown. Now Zeus is joining the fight. Cody going forward, misses the charm again as Carrier's forced away. The Magnet Storm, not enough. The shockwave though from Orianna, just so powerful. Snacker and Ackerman have to flash away, but Snacker's taken for a double. Ackerman gonna get chased down by this Ghost Pathmaker forward by Zeus. It puts the all-out down, and Ackerman has no way of surviving this, but he'll take Zeus down with him as the Estral Esports bot lane gets one in response. Great play from Estral to look for it, but T1 immediately collapsed.
I mean, that was the bounty play. You go for the bounty there on Gumayushi, send everybody there. Yeah, I mean, T1 already have such big advantages that they can join the fight also, and the teleports in. Good shockwave from Faker as well, making sure that they're able to get that chase down too. They flash follow over to the pit, so they end up getting extra kills and get the dragon, of course. But Cody goes in, tries to snipe on Carrier, can't quite get that one there. Guma goes for the heal for the boost speed as well for Carrier to finish this up. But since they had the Yone in here first, they're able to get the early kill in the team fight and got that shutdown. It's just that once Faker comes down as well, Owner had a really nice kick combo there over towards Faker in with the shockwave as well. And then when Zeus also arrives a little bit later on the Cassante, then they get the chase through, and Zeus is like, hey, I teleported down here, I'm going for it. I don't care if you're a support, I'm tower diving you.
That's a really nice kick combo. Flash kick, rearrange it so it's near the tri-bush, and then you have the shockwave on top of you anyway when you go in.
Owner's Lee Sin is legendary.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
So is Faker's shockwave. So.
Sometimes it finds a few people, other times it finds them all. That's what Faker tends to do. He's 2-0-1 now on this Orianna. There's a 4,000 gold lead for T1 at 12 minutes, 53 seconds. And I'm sorry, Kobe, I don't think we're beating the record today. As 16:47 will sit in ignominy for EU fans. As Estral Esports, they put up a good fight in this early game. You've got Essence Reaver now on Snacker. Maybe it's enough. But it's definitely going to be a struggle unless you find some picks and collect that Orianna's bounty.
Did you see today there were some posts about them removing lethal tempo as well from the game? So we're seeing some of what might be, oh, never mind.
Cody able to dodge away with a Spirit Rush. Owner look for the chase, can't quite get the damage down. It was an all-out and a Dragon's Rage in exchange for a Spirit Rush.
We're seeing some of the last lethal tempo play possibly here. If they go through with removing that keystone.
MSI at least. We have 20 days of it, so we're going to see probably a little bit more lethal tempo over there in the next few weeks. But Zofei's tempo has not been lethal so far. In fact, he's probably got some whiplash from the way he's been thrown around this map in the early game. Faker here by himself, TP in.
4-person dive, Volibear has ulti.
What are you going to do, Faker? Huh? How are you going to get out of this one? Shockwave lands on 2-0. Faker almost survives with a face sealed, and Zofei takes him down. Faker is dead. Jose Diodo turns off the turret, and Carrier will fall alongside his mid laner. Estral Esports roar into life.
They get what they came for. Faker down, Carrier down, tower down. Bounty picked up as well there for Estral. They've got a dragon to their names. What else can they get in this game? Snacker kind of getting pushed off tower, especially with the extra damage.
Yeah. I think we both had the same high of enthusiasm there, and then realized actually Estral Esports is still, 3,000 gold behind. There's still only one dragon apiece. Guma's still really strong.
Still quite a big one though, because even when you're faced with early deficits like that, you have to still look for these big 4-person plays.
Yeah.
And even though Faker with his shockwave again, finds 2 of them, does kind of delay it, they still can complete it because they have Volibear ultimate, so Jose is able to finish it off. They got the objective plus the 2 kills.
Really nice sequence from Estral, as you say. Dragon up in 1 minute 30. We've already had 12 kills in only 15 minutes in this game. A little bit quicker tempo than our first series of the day. Importantly, for LLA fans, Zofe picked up the shutdown in that, so now he's got his Berserker Greaves, a pickaxe, a Vamp Scepter, and the recurve bow, slowly getting back into the game. Gold even between him and Zeus. So not as sizable a lead as you'd want on Ione in the early game. Guma Yushi, the only one with a massive lead. I guess Carrier as well, where he's 1,000 gold ahead, but Guma almost 2K ahead of Snacker right now, who hasn't really had the opportunity to be in the action.
Yeah, bottom lane definitely quite big. And the top lane experience advantage isn't a whole level. It's almost like you can see the progress bar.
Yeah.
Now it basically is an entire extra level because it's about to get 11.
Oh my goodness.
Shockwave.
Oh, Jose de Yono. Faker just died the tower. What are you doing, man? This guy's the GOAT. I doubt it. As Estro starts to turn it around. Zofe coming in, looking for that fade sealed. Faker just walked in.
Faker down again. I mean, if you remember back to
was he charmed? He must have been charmed.
LCK finals, and Faker kind of drove the Rift Herald in there as well. Has had a little bit of trouble recently around these towers.
I wonder if he was charmed. Maybe I missed it. Obviously, teasing a little bit.
Let's take a look at the replay here, baby.
Go on, bring it up.
Zeus, though, chunking away on top side, softening that one up again. And, of course, T1 still with such a strong early advantage in this game. They'll be able to push out bottom side and grab Dragon number 2 for themselves as well.
And it's always the problem against a team that's as good at moving around the map as T1 is, especially if you don't have that sort of competition in your region. Usually is, yes, you got a kill on Faker, but what did it get you? Well, you almost lost tier 2 in the top lane, and you did lose tier 1 in the bot lane, and you lost a Dragon. So you did a really good job getting the shutdown. You got the bounty, great, but it's actually not giving you too much across the rest of the map. Zofe looking for something here as he dashes forward with the Spirit Unbound, won't find too much. Guma Yushi puts a couple of spears in his back, and Zofe is regretting the decision going any further forward. The collapse though is going to begin. Drake taken by Owner. Ackerman, Snacker are on their way. Cody TP'd in behind, Carrier low, Charm into the face call, will pull him out. Cody dashes across the wall. Zeus keeping the rest of Estral Esports at bay. And in the end, although Estral did find the collapse, T1 were able to get out with all 5 members alive.
Yeah, teleports in to defend.
Hits the wrong person.
Yeah, stop some backs here though. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's going to be any pushing tempo plays that they would be able to get off of delaying those backs, but touching a couple of the recalls there. Yeah, as soon as they teleport in Zeus as well for the defense there. Yep. And T1, it was a really early push to go deep on a secondary tower, but they got the objective that they came for once again.
Even though they're behind in terms of kills, they are 4,000 gold ahead. They still have the Rift Herald for Owner. And T1 in commanding position of this game, as to be expected. Carrier will use his doppelganger there to scout out. Sees that there's a control ward in there, but doesn't want to step forward, doesn't have the backup to clear that out by himself. He'll wait for Owner, he'll wait for the mid push, and now as 3 Guma, Carrier, and Owner step in and clear the ward. Yeah,
should just have Zeus go right back on bottom side, long lane, push that one in, while the rest of the team here kind of fishing around. Carrier and Owner establishing some shallower vision through the jungle to try and trap plays. But the rest of Estral here, all 5 members coming up mid, while the double split push here, 1-3-1 from T1 is going to push inside lanes, and you see the move now.
Locked up with a face seal, Charm going wide though, dash back, and in goes Owner as he thought perhaps he was going on a one-way trip, manages to escape with a flash of his own. Zofe already dead, the flank happening now as Faker looks for the shockwave, and it might not find them all, in fact it finds none. But Zofe does fall. Cody looking for more, has that Spirit Rush. Charm just wide again. The charge in with the Rift Herald, lands onto the tower, and T1 will get their 3rd tier 2, in fact, of only 19 minutes. Whirling Death, not quite enough to take out the Rift Herald, but it should be killed before it charges in. T1 do still have the Demolish procs here and a very healthy life bar. That will be another inhibitor tower, or first inhibitor tower going down. Estral trying to defend, and T1 have cracked the base and almost cracked Cody's head in. A great charm, though, from Cody. Stops Owner on his way.
That was so close. The charm just as Owner's about to touch him and finish off the extra damage for the kill. Cody stops him in his tracks. They get the small victory there.
Right, Cody hasn't died and Faker's died twice. Yeah. Pretty sure Cody's Faker's father this game. Ignore the 1.5k gold lead for Faker.
That's how the family tree works.
That's how it works.
Let's take another look though, because this one was fun. Of course, Charm being able to stop dashes. Boom! Right as he was about to touch.
Yeah. And Estral, they've shown us signs of life, right? It's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be difficult, but they have shown us some proactive plays. They've shown us their ability to make map calls, to get those deep wards in, find the TP flanks. It's just, you're playing up against T1. It's always going to be a bit of a challenge.
And it's absolutely brutal lane swap too.
Yeah.
Really, really difficult fighting your way out of those types of deficits. So T1, one of the best at pushing very quickly as well and increasing that map control, taking down mid inhibitor super early on in this game. Now they're going to try and populate red quadrant of the jungle with enough wards leading up to Baron and see what sort of plays they can drag Estral into. They've got Keria on his Nico, so the turn is very, very scary. Whenever you've got Nico as the support to a Kalista, you have so much safety, and Keria gets...
Oh, Ackerman. Hex flash forward. He was on a ward the whole time. Ate a couple of spears, and then will eat the honey fruit, and it will be okay for him right now. Can dash the wall, and he'll do exactly that. Wave pushed in the bot side by Zeus. Thufa is going to try and answer that, but... will it? Can he answer it? I mean, Zeus isn't massive. He's only 300 gold ahead, and obviously Yone scales very well, but a single blade of the Ruin King, probably not enough to deal with the Iceborne Gauntlet, the Warden's Mail, and the plated steel caps that Zeus is currently sitting on.
And the experience difference as well that he's been able to retain and keep up here for Zeus and that Cassante. Level's doing a whole bunch in that matchup, and looks like T1 just rotate on down, pick up Dragon number 3. Even though Estral got one, still on a pretty early pace because of how quickly they started on the stacking.
That it is, Kobe. That it is. Will T1 do early Baron still on 14-8?
I mean, T1 have really good options here because we mentioned the turn that they have, Keria here on Nico with the safety of the Kalista, and they have the Kalista Rend combo to be able to go for finishing it, so
Zeus charmed, locked up, Fate Seal coming out, TP in as well as Zeus starts to fall low. Whirling Death just short as the all-out comes out from Zeus. Pathmaker in, a charm again from Cody, keeping Sophie alive. Faker falling down, but he doesn't get killed because he lands the shockwave on Snacker. Cody will fall to Guma, and the collapse from T1 is just too damn fine.
Oh, the lethal Kalista there, finishing them off. Actually, how deep are they going to go? There's a control ward on the Baron, and Jose has flash and ulti. So how spicy do you want to get? Can they actually find a way to get Jose over here for a steal?
The whole jungle is warded. Like, Keria is now going to stand here. Ackerman and Jose will try and step forward, but they're locked up in the tangle barbs. They do have a
give me some vision, baby. Give me some hope.
The FlyQuest Jose Diodo fan coming out in you right there as the Pop Blossom out from Keria, just distracting. Remember, you have the spears, the Rend from Kalista. Jose, you're going in, you gotta go now. Cody falling low, Jose tries to get in, but it's secured by Ona.
Yeah.
And T1 now with Baron up. They're gonna TP to the mid lane. Zeus trying to get this super minion buffed up. Keria is going to chase out Cody. Will T1 just look to force through mid, knowing that Cody can't join?
Yeah, I mean, are they going to end the game before they chase down Cody there? Keria on top side kind of going after the Ahri, but the rest of the team finishing up now.
Snacker's trying to hit Zeus, and his health bar just isn't moving. It's like hitting a literal brick wall. The Magnus Storm in, the face sealed as well. Faker has a stopwatch to buy himself a second and buy himself an escape route. Zeus still trading with Snacker. I don't think he's hit him once, so Snacker continues to try and put the damage down. Ono went too deep, so he dies. Zeus has the shield, though. The TP trying to get onto this Cassante. The shockwave lands on 4, though. Pathmaker out by Zeus. Cody falls. Faker survives. Guma gets Sophie.
Opportunity.
At some point, you just gotta give him a bit of mercy. Guma locked up, Jose with the stun, and Snacker gets the shutdown. The inhibitor will fall. The Nexus tower is already down as well. Zeus, Faker, and Carrier. Not much health, not much mana between them, but perhaps with the Baron buff, they can just push in here.
Let's see the opportunity move speed like that used. 25 minutes though. Medic, it's going down. Quick. What can they do? Chase them off.
They can try, Kirby. I don't think they can manage to do so. Jose Diodo killed off by Faker. Snacker taken out by Zeus. A double, in fact, for Faker in the end. And the Nexus alongside it. T1 clean it up. I'm not going to call it clean, but it was damn sure decisive.
We said it was going to be action-packed there. 24 kills in 25. Just over 25 minutes for the game, for game number 1 here. Team T1 comes out with the lane swap. They had really big advantages out of it, and are able to have a couple of plays where they teleport and defend on the Astral attempted, like 4-person picks. But I liked that Astral kept on looking for them at least. The 4-person dives on bottom lane, still looking for ways to get back in it.
Hey. I mean, you have to give credit to Astral for trying to fight. We're going to hand it over to our analyst to break down game 1 and head in